Midnight with Magoo. Hi, thanks for coming on. Today is May 7th. We're moving along. It's amazing. We already went through April. I mean, it was like, and it was gone. It's one of those things that just comes and then it's gone. All right, so while I'm waiting for you guys to come on, I'm going to continue reading my SP Declare, which is the thing they declare people if you speak out at all after you leave Scientology, they declare you suppressive. And they used to, Hubbard wrote it where they were supposed to do certain, hi, you guys, certain ethics conditions before they could declare you suppressive. Hey, hi. But now Miscavige has changed it, so you're declared. That's what happened to me. They didn't talk to me. They never heard my side. They won't talk to me. Part of the SP Declare is my only terminal is the IJC, which that person won't talk to me. So, it's really a scam. It really is. And I'm not just saying that lightly. Hi, Wolf Machine, Eric Levitt. Thank you, SP Woven Sherry. Hi, JB808 and Ray. Hi. Good morning I guess it is. You're right. It's midnight with Magoo. So for me, it's nighttime. But I guess it is. It's also 12:05. So it's morning of Tuesday. Right? Isn't today Tuesday? Let me look on my watch. I can always check. My watch is behind. I don't know how to change my watch. So I just got a new watch and I'm like awful when it comes to technical things, but Jay came today and helped me a ton. Hi, Ray. He helped me a ton in so many ways. It was really great. Hello. Hi, Patrick Skinner. I got some. Can you tell the lighting is a little different tonight? Can you tell it? A wonderful lady named Chewy's sent me this light. And it's really cool. You can change colors on it. We're here for Midnight with Magoo. We're all insomniacs like me. Good. I know. It was awesome of Jay. It was really great. I mean, he just was so helpful all day. I mean, we're still trying to debug this monetization thing. And again, if anybody really knows YouTube and how to, and really it's AdSense. That's where it's stuck on AdSense. And Mark Bunker, thankfully, is hopefully helping me tomorrow. He helped me a bit today, and he kind of came up with the same stops we're all coming up with. But anyway, thank you. I know I'm glowing. That's because of my new light that this wonderful person named Chewy's sent me. And I can change it into different colors, and I can change it to brighter or darker. I would try it, but I'm afraid I'll knock it off or something. I'm going to wait for another day. I'll try it. But anyway, good evening and good morning, wherever you might be. Happy Tuesday for you guys that are tomorrow. Because for me, it's still Monday, even though I know it's 12:08, but for me, it's still Monday. And tomorrow it'll be Tuesday. It's kind of weird. Anyway, I wanted to talk to you guys about some different ways that people get roped into Scientology. Scientology is unquestionably a scam. That's all there is to it. It's a business scam hiding behind the veil of religion. It's not really a religion. I mean, I love that the police came over and said, you guys have to quiet down. You're interrupting their mass. And I said, Scientology now has a mass? And he said, yeah, it's a 6-hour mass. And I said, listen to me carefully, man. There is no 6-hour mass. No. All right. My Alaska is here. Heidi Ho Magoo. Good to see you too. And hello, love it. Thank you. Yes. And please do. If you like Tori's new glow, please hit the like button. That's right. I really like this light. It's really cool. It was surprising to me. I had no idea. I mean, it was really, I think someone thought of it themselves and bought it, but thank you very, very much. And I've had a few wonderful gifts. I mean, I appreciate it. I saw your short live stream earlier of your unboxing. It's amazing that you have fans sending you gifts. I know. I mean, it's really, for me, it's absolutely surprising. That's exactly right. It's amazing. And it's really, I really appreciate it. It's funny because anyway, it's just I appreciate it greatly, and thank you to anyone who's been sending me things. People have sent me money. I got my cameras. Yeah, I did. One of them Jay set up this morning, so I have that set up, and then I'm going to have another one in the front, so that I bought with some of the money that you guys chipped in. So thank you very, very much. I mean, they're really, it really feels comforting to have a camera, believe it or not. I mean, it sounds sort of dorky. I used to sell security cameras, so it's like, how could I not have one? But I didn't, and I just didn't, and now I do. So there you go. And thank you to the people who helped me. There you go. So anyway, on the different avenues, I wanted to just go over kind of briefly and then maybe do a little bit of Q&A. But briefly, the main ways that Scientology suckers in people, one is the Sea Org, where you sign the billion-year contract, and you're going to be able to help mankind for the rest of your life and many lifetimes to come, because a billion years is a long time. Don't do it. It's basically a slave camp. That's what it is. So that's the Sea Org. There's the professional route where you're just paying money to either get auditing or get training, one of those two, or both, but you're paying for it. Okay, someone just came on and said, Tori didn't know she has adopted sons and grandsons. Oh yeah, I do. I'm everybody's mother and grandmother. That's been going on for a long time. I know that. And I'm very happy with it. Good morning from Glasgow, Scotland. Wow. Glasgow. Okay. Thank you. I stand alone. Good morning from Glasgow, Scotland. Thank you. All right. So, okay, so there's the Sea Org professional route where you're paying for it. And then there's staff. You can join. I'm not sure now. I'm still trying to find out. So if any of you know, if any of you can find out, hi to Australia, hi Subi. If any of you can find out if there is still staff, because I have no way, they won't talk to me. So I have no way of finding out. But I thought a few years ago they stopped doing staff and it's all Sea Org. That's what I thought. But then recently people have said, no, in other states, they definitely have staff. So I'm just trying to find out how much staff there is. Like what cities do you know of that have staff? I know I've been told that there's staff too, but I want to talk to people who are in a city and can confirm that, yes, I went over to Scientology and yes, they'd sign me up for a 2.5 or a 5-year contract. That's staff. That's what staff is, 2.5 years or 5 years. And you can do either nights and weekends or Monday to Friday all day. All right, Kansas City, Missouri definitely has staff. All right. Reese has spoken it. Okay, good. So we know there's one place. So I just like to kind of keep track of where these different places are, because I don't know that there's any here. I really don't. And they certainly don't have missions anymore, which is what they started with. Hubbard started with missions. Okay, so anyway, there's staff. The other one is training. Like I got into it just to help other people. So I got on the training route where you do, like I did first I did the communication course, which everyone did back then. And then I did the Dianetics course, which was the HSDC, the Hubbard Scientology Dianetics course. Yeah, the Hubbard Scientology Dianetics course. And to this day, people that did that course can repeat the commands of that level. Like move to the beginning of the incident. Tell me when you're there. Scan through to the end of the incident. Tell me what happened. Is it erasing or going more solid? Boom. Anyway, that's Dianetics. So I did that. Then I did my academy levels, which is so I could do people's grades. So then I was auditing. And my main plan was to have it as a career, to be an auditor. But then I realized they don't make any money. I mean, maybe some people do. Like Trey Lotz is on his own out in the field and he's making money. He's away from the church and he's making money. And there's a few other people, but very few, very few. So I kind of moved into sales from that because I was just like, I'll audit people as needed, but I'm not going to do it as a career because it just doesn't make money. And so there's the training route. And then the other way people get roped into it are the front groups. And I've told you about those, Narconon, Criminon, Applied Scholastics, Way to Happiness, Citizens Commission on Human Rights, which is against all psychiatry. So those are the main routes. And you have to pay attention to them and you can educate other people about them because a lot of people think everything is the Sea Org. I think because Leah and Mike interviewed a lot of those kids who were children of Sea Org members. So that was a long 2-year, show. And so it kind of gave people, I think, the opinion that everybody's Sea Org, but that's not true. The Sea Org is a small group. The major part of Scientology used to be public, who were, either on auditing lines or training or both. And then some staff, and there you go. That's what, and then the front groups a little bit, but not too much. So there you go. So now wait, here's a question from JB808. All right. Did you see Laura's live tonight? She had another meaningful conversation, although one-sided, with Odo. She was definitely listening, though. No, I didn't see it. I wasn't over there. I was with Jay. So no, I didn't see it, but I'm glad she's talking to him. That's good. That's good that Odo's, at least if he's talking, you're saying it, although it's one-sided with Odo, he was definitely listening though. Okay, so he was listening. That's good. Odo has always been a good listener. I will say that. We've talked to him for years. We have talked and talked and talked to Odo. And that's one thing I know. He is a good listener, but he doesn't ever change. And that's something that Odo someday, if you're listening to this, I hope you do make a change. Come out, live your life. Okay, here's something from Sophie, a question. Tori, are staff paid? Very little. Is it similar payment to the Sea Org? No, the Sea Org get like $35, $40, I think a week or a month. I mean, I think it's a week, but it's not much. It's very nominal. Staff, I think, well, the last time I joined staff was in the 90s, I think, the early 90s, and they promised us $500 a week. We got paid, I think, $300, if that. So, and that was my friend and I who were just public people joining LA Org to audit there. She was going to CS and I was going to audit. It ended up being a big mess because they wouldn't pay us and they wouldn't let us go off the staff. So then now I'm at Flag doing my 6-month check for OT7 and they decide I need a special sec check about trying to leave staff. It was just like, don't even get me started. It was awful. It was awful. They wouldn't allow me off the Flagland base. And, they get really crazy. They do. So anyway, there you go. I didn't see it, but I'm happy that Odo is still listening. All right. Scientology is a scam. They're trying to fair game us by making fake reports. Yeah. Hi, Danny. That is very true. Absolutely. And it doesn't matter because we know it's fake and I think the public know it's fake. So it doesn't really matter. I don't know about the public Scientologists, but the public, the people around you all know that it's fake. Charles, okay, crazy night at the Big Blue. Scientology is again claiming that DOA interfered with their church services and wants LAPD to arrest him. He's now on the run. DOA is a great guy. I mean, he's never really on the run because he knows his stuff. He knows how to get around. He does. And they're not going to, I mean, come on, their church services. I can't even believe that they have a 6-hour mass. No, they don't. There isn't a 6-hour mass. They don't have, I helped create the church services back in the late 80s. No, I think it was in the 79, 80, around that time. And they were trying to be thought of as a church. And I said, look, nobody thinks of you as a church. I hate to tell you. But yes, we all go on course. And yes, we go in and get auditing. And if you want to say that's church services, okay. But none of Clearwater agrees with you. They don't see it as a church. It doesn't look like a church. You don't have church services. So then we started Sunday service, which they still do to this day. And it's just a phony PR front. And OSA, any day you want, come on over here, have a seat next to me, and you tell your side of the story. I welcome you. Go right ahead. And that's a welcome invitation for any OT, any Scientologist, any security officer. You want to tell your side? Come on in. I will let you sit here and say your side, but you have to communicate so that we can both talk. I'm not going to just let you rattle on about a bunch of lies, because what's the point of that? Someone just did that with me the other night. And it's like, and they refused to talk to me. It's like, well, now there you go. That's really good. So no, I'm not going to do that, but I will. If anybody wants to come over and talk, you're invited, and I'll give you something to eat. I promise. It'll be a good night. I don't think I've ever had anybody come here that isn't happy when they leave. So there you go. All right. So there's that, Charles. I don't think he's on the run. He's just doing what he's doing from what it looked like. Tori, we had the truth about drugs, the way to happiness, CCHR, stalls at our high school. Oh, I complained to the headmaster and they were gone by the end of the day. Way to go. Epic fail. I stand alone. Congratulations. That is a big deal. That really is a big, big deal. And you have to realize when we read this kind of thing, I'm going to put it up there again. He talked to them about the truth about drugs, the way to happiness, and CCHR that were all infiltrated in his school. Now, remember, in the Constitution, there is a separation of church and state. Scientology claims they are a church. Well, then you can't come into the high school Scientology. That is not okay. And you can say, well, it doesn't really have to do with Scientology. Yeah, you tried that here in California with Narconon. They had Narconon in all the high schools. Narconon education, drug education. And Dave Turetsky, who's a professor at Carnegie Mellon, and a few other people all gathered all the information. And by the time I found out about it, they called me and said, look, we need someone to either prove, say this is true or not about the information. And I said, well, have the journalist call me. And if I can help, I will. And the main thing I helped on was just saying unquestionably, Narconon is under the umbrella of the Church of Scientology International. I've worked there. They send up their statistics every Thursday at 2. So are they part of the Church of Scientology? Hell yes. Are they actually the church? No, they're a separate wing of it, but they're still under the religion, and they gave them 2 weeks to get rid of all the religious aspects or they had to get out, and they were gone, just like him. I stand alone. So I can't say it enough to the parents. Get on it. Go in your schools. Find out if they have these different things. The truth about drugs, Narconon, the way to happiness, CCHR, applied scholastics, which is a learning thing of Scientology. All of those different things you can find out about and see if they're there. If they're there, you can talk to the headmaster and say, look, these are part of a religion. They shouldn't be in our school. You have many religions now in every different school. So you either have to let all the religions in, which isn't going to happen, or get Scientology out, which should happen. There you go. Okay, Danny. New plan to go against the LAPD is to tape flyers all over the city. Okay. All right. Now, let me just read that again. New plan to go against the LAPD is to tape flyers all over the city. Okay, what kind of flyers are they? I'm just curious. It's another thing. I mean, every bit of education helps. So as long as it's something that educates the public and it's simple, I'm for it. If it's real complicated and a lot of different pictures and stuff like that, usually most people won't read it, and it's a lot of energy for nothing. So try to make sure that they're simple and they really communicate a message. There's a lot of different abuses you can talk about with Scientology. But rather than have all of them, it's better to have, like one thing that really stands out. Question, Tori. What do they do in the Sunday service? I can't tell you now. I've been out for 24 years, so I can't really tell you now. Back when we did it, it was kind of funky because we didn't know what to do. They don't really have Sunday service. They're not a religion. They don't believe in God. I mean, Hubbard said higher powers, whatever you think that may be. That's as close as to God he came. He was anti-church, anti-Jesus, anti-angels, anything really to have to do with religion. So what did we do? We had an OT8 who came. I said, look, let's just have a potluck and we'll have somebody speak and that'll be Sunday service. So that's what we did. We had a potluck. Everybody brought food. This lady got up and gave a great talk. I have to say, it was really, really a great talk. I mean, I would try to duplicate it, but I've tried before and it's never as good as what she said. But it was really, really cool. I mean, in a nutshell, it was sort of about people that were like, let's say we're in a church and then there's a huge warfare outside. So we have to stay in the church. And then, she really dragged it out. I mean, it was like 2 hours or at least an hour long, where she talked about how, people would get, they would die after a while and, they were running out of water. So they would, hold each other up because now they were weaker because they weren't eating as much and they didn't have water and stuff like that. Anyway, long story short, they were very, very, they'd forgotten who they were. It was sort of like the Truman Show, honestly. It was very weird. It was like they'd forgotten who they really were. And finally, this guy saw a crack in the wall of the church. And so he just started slowly, kind of whittling out of the wall every night. And finally, he got out and he was outside. And it was like, oh my God. Now think about it. This is exactly what actually is happening in Scientology. Exactly. Except they're not getting out and going, oh my God. That's the only missing ingredient. There are 2 steps. Get out and go, oh my God, or oh my goodness, or oh my dear mother, or whatever you want to say. But get out and start having fun. And that was it. So it was very moving. It really was. It was really cool, but it's very weird now having been out and to think they're in and they're like in that church, just like they're saying. I mean, not really, because a lot of people, like my ex-husband, he still goes home and goes to work and goes home and goes to work and probably once in a while goes to Scientology. He's OT8, so there's nothing left for them. And the OT7s were all a mess and the OT8s were a mess. So who wants to do Scientology? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, it's very tricky to think, okay, if 7 and 8 are that bad, what's going on here? Big mind control. I think the cult is going to try to claim religious persecution. They might. Here's Karina. Hello. I hope you're all well. I think we are. I think we're doing good. We have a good group of people. Thank you, Lena. Here she is. Good evening, Tori, and everyone from Australia. So beautiful to see you two together today. Jay is such a sweetheart. Can we see the roses he bought you? No, they're all the way in the other end of my house, but they are beautiful. They really are. I'll show them to you maybe tomorrow night. I'll bring them in. But they're really, really pretty. It was very sweet of him. Oh yeah, maybe. I think Let's see, maybe I can show you a picture of them anyway. I don't want to carry them this far in a hurry because there's water. Okay, let me see. Here they are. Okay, so here they are the first day. Let's see, there. Here they are. Pretty, huh? And then another view of them. And then kind of an aerial view. Here's my packages. Isn't that cute? Oh, so sweet. And here they are today. They're really starting to boom. It's really pretty. Yeah, that's it. That's it. I don't think it'll go this way. Nah, it won't. Anyway, there you go. Aren't they pretty? They're really beautiful. So thank you for asking that. Anyway, so let me go up and check if there's any starred things that I missed. I did the Sunday service, and I don't think that religious persecution, that would be a big one because there are a lot of people still trapped in Scientology in their billion-year contract. So I think it would be a little tricky for them to try to pull that one off. You could be right. I'm not saying you're wrong, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, there we go. So now, wait, where did all the comments go? Oh, I know I'm live. Uh-oh, I lost all the comments. Oh, here they are, comments. I don't know, it seems like a bunch of them went away. No, don't hide them. Oh, there they are. Thank you, they came back. All right. Okay, yay. Hello, good morning from Stockholm, Sweden. First time catching a live. All right, the Scientology Rundown. Interesting name. What kind of rundown is it? Thank you, Lily. I appreciate that. I really do. Really. Welcome, everyone. Remember to like. Thank you, Sophie. And here's Lily. Love you, Tori. Thank you. And Tori, those roses are beautiful. That man, Jay, I know he's so great. He really is. He's a wonderful person. He really is. I mean, and he's very talented too. So, he helped me with a bunch of stuff. The only thing we didn't get was the monetization, but he gave it his all. He did. I mean, we were on it for hours. Oh, and I hope Bunker can sort it out. I really do. We'll see. Okay, this says, comment, you deserve to enjoy the fruits of your labor. I'm glad you're getting the utmost respect as the OG. Thank you. I appreciate that. And Jonathan, which center is considered more influential, Clearwater or Los Angeles? Seems these are the major centers left. I think you're right. And it's a good question. I think now, I kind of think Clearwater. Even though really, Scientology's got the complex, they've got the HGB, which is where all the executives are. They've got Celebrity Center here, which is really big. It isn't really, but I mean, the building is beautiful. They've got Author Services, which is where the fiction was written. They've got the Hubbard Library. They've got a bunch of stuff here. So, and the people in LA, it isn't that they dislike Scientology. It's just, it's part, LA's filled with wacky things. So it's just another wacky thing. That's what I think. Whereas Clearwater, it sticks out like a sore thumb. It's like from the day I moved there, we moved there in 1979, and they were already taking over Clearwater, and the people were pissed off. I'm telling you, they were not happy because they took over the downtown. And stores started closing, and Scientology started buying up places. And No one was happy with it in the town. Whereas here, it's just sort of like Scientology does their thing. There's a lot of other stuff that goes on here too. So I would say it's probably bigger here for that reason. I think it's hated more in Clearwater, definitely. As far as influence, I still would say here, I think, because we've got Celebrity Center. Not that they have that many celebrities anymore, but I still think it's probably more influential, but I don't think either one of them are really. The truth is they are shrinking and shrinking. I mean, they tried to get in Louis Farrakhan. They did. They got Louis Farrakhan in. But, it's like, are you serious? Louis Farrakhan from the Nation of Islam joined Scientology? Come on. That's like two cult leaders that have losing cults. That's what I thought when I first saw it. And I fired up my webcam and said, the African American community, Scientology could care less about you. They care about money, connections, and bodies in the shop. And that's it. That's all. Let me say it again. Money, bodies in the shop, and connections. That's it. Nothing else. They don't care about you. And it isn't because you're Black. They don't care about anybody. They really don't. And the fact that these people stay and give them money, it's like, I know Steve Hassan, who has written many books on cults, says the two worst cults, and other academics say the two worst cults are the Moonies and Scientology, because they build these traps in your head so you cannot talk. You can't get outside of their Truman Show. It's a high crime in Scientology. It's bad news. So, all right, here's a question from Susan B. From Sue B. What other countries have you been to when you were in the cult? Never. I never left the country when I was in the cult. That was the thing Andreas was amazed at. He lived in Norway, and he has xenu.net, xenu.net. Wait, let me show you, just so you have it. Here it is. That's Andreas's site, www.xenu.net. Wonderful site, filled with information. And so Andreas was the one who said, come to Norway. And I said, I don't even have a passport. How am I going to come to Norway? And he was like, how could you not have a passport? Anyway, I've told this story, but I finally got he helped me get the passport. I got a passport. I saved up for a year, and then I flew there and had a wonderful trip. I mean, it was wonderful, but it was after I was out of the Church of Scientology. I never left the country. I did some little trips within the United States, but I never left the country, ever. I don't even think I went to Canada. I was like homebound. So there you go on that, Subi. Okay, now this is from YRB. The only thing growing about Scientology is the value of the real estate. Yeah, that is a fact. That is absolutely a fact. And I think that's why Miscavige is only concentrating on that. All right, here's Eric. What celebrities did you meet when you were in Scientology and when you were out, other than John Travolta? I met a lot of celebrities. It's like I met Kirstie Alley. There's people that I met that were celebrities then. What's the lady's name that I gave that touch assist to? Can anybody remember? Karen Black. She lost her voice, and Yvonne asked me to go give her a touch assist, and I did. It was a long touch assist, but she got her voice back. So for the next years, every time I would run into her, she'd say, Tori, come over here. And she'd introduce me to all her friends and say, she gave me this touch assist that got me to get Nashville. And thus, that opened up my career. So it was really fun. But there are a lot of musicians and, Chick Corea. I used to go over to their house, and Gail. And I hope she's okay because, he passed away. And I don't know. I'm not good with names. So remembering everybody, Jimmy Spheris, I loved. He wasn't really a big celebrity, but he was a wonderful musician. You can type in Jimmy Spears on YouTube, and his music is there. It's wonderful. Anyway, there were tons, but many of them were, it was great to know them. And I remember Solari and Carr, they were funny. They were on the Ed Sullivan Show. And Cam Solari was one of my best friends. She was really a good friend of mine who passed away from cancer, which is what most Scientologists pass away from because they won't get medical treatment, just like she wouldn't. Okay. I hear you on this. I stand alone. We have spent hours and hours and days trying to get this going. So if you would like to come over and help me, that would be great. Or if you know of anybody in LA that knows YouTube and especially AdSense, because that's where everything is locked up all around the internet. You can look it up. Look up AdSense. There's like 1,000 videos on step 2 on how to debug it. Do they? No. So now what Bunker told me today is they've just changed the laws of YouTube last month, which was a few days ago. But if that's it, I'm not sure. I really am not. It's like I really thank the people who have tried to help me, especially, Lovett and Jay. They've spent hours, both of them. Oh, Lena, I got that Jay is so thoughtful. That didn't show up, the thoughtful part, but I got it. I knew that's what you meant. I found the 1934 movie that has Big Blue in the opening scene. That'd be kind of fun to see. There you go. I don't know what that is. And this is someone from Kent, England. Hi, Charlotte. How are you? Good morning. And I'm sure everybody says hi here. And what is Lovett saying? Ooh. I don't know. All right. Okay. Wait. Okay, my partner and I were watching your story of when you escaped and you landed in Florida and the police were waiting for you at the airport. Who called the police and why were they there? Good question. Stacy Brooks and Jesse Prince called the police because they knew I was escaping from an occult. And they told the police that. And they said, we need you to be here because they're going to be here to try to capture her. And they were. There was a whole mob of them that were there, the Scientologists and Stacy, Bob, and Jesse, or the police were right in the middle, and then Stacy, Bob, and Jesse over here. And, they were like, stand back, everyone stand back. I mean, it was a mob scene. It was ridiculous. But that's why they called them ahead of time. And that happened another time when we were doing something. And someday, I'm not sure if I told that story or not, but another time I'll tell it. But it's a really good story. I think I did tell it. I did. But I'm glad you watched it. And that's who called, was Stacy, who helped run Lisa McPherson Trust, and Jesse, who helped run the church and had left and was working at Lisa McPherson Trust. Wonderful people. Okay, I'm not sure on this. Robert James says, the Three Stooges, Men in Black, Wolves. You like the link? I guess you're talking to someone else, maybe. But you didn't put the @ sign. Let's see, where's the wolves? Wolves. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't know. I can't thank everybody enough for these gifts. They're really wonderful. It's really kind and thoughtful for bringing it. I really am. I mean, look at the lighting here. Isn't it different than before? It's like, wow. And wait till I put the different colors in it. Jay taught me how to do it. I am having a great night. Thank you, Brian. So does anyone have any questions before I end off? You can ask me anything. I could see that a town like LA, so close to Hollywood, Scientology is just another odd thing. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. It's like it just it blends in. It's not like, I mean, it blends in and it doesn't. You know, people definitely know stay away from it, but there's so many oddball things here. It's not that there aren't oddball things there, but it's a different feel because they took over the downtown. And that really ticked them off, and I think does to this day. Okay, Brian asks, I'm not sure what this means. Hands yellow, heart red. Hands are yellow, heart red. I don't know what that means, so you'll have to tell me or someone else. All right, and hey, there you are. Thank you for my lighting. It is so great. Yeah, I did. I mean, I'm just thrilled with this lighting. I mean, first of all, don't you think I look better? I mean, tell me the truth, because I can change the lighting. This is just what Jay and I thought, yeah, this looks pretty good, but I can make it darker or brighter or whatever you guys think. But we love it. I mean, it's just really pretty. Yeah, it's very important, and I really appreciate that you sent this. I mean, you picked it out. Even Jay's going to buy one. He said, "Wow, this is really great. I'm going to get one." Yeah, it's really cool. Hi, Jay. You know Tori's on live. This is Kiko saying this. Wait, Chewy. It was Helen D. Hi, Jay. You know Tori's live now, and her light is fantastic. She's glowing. Thank you. Ah, that's so nice. Thank you for telling him that. I know, and let him know that I really appreciate him helping me put it up. Because honestly, it would have been tricky for me. I'm not good at this kind of thing. I love the new lighting. Thank you, love it. I do too. I really do. I mean, it's really cool. And you know what? She thought of it. It wasn't on my list. I didn't think of it. So apparently, you can add things to the wish list. If you see something where you think, oh, she should really have that. Hi, Tori. Okay, let's see what this is. Spirit in the Sky Blue. Hi, Tori. I grew up next to a girl who would often go to church with me, but I was never allowed to her church. I learned later her family was a Freemasons. Would you consider Scientology a secret society? I would, yeah. It's not the same thing as the Freemasons, but they have their secret OT levels that you cannot know about until you pay the money for it and work the different levels up to it and then are invited onto it, and then you can start doing it. So yeah, that's pretty secret. And nobody knows about Xenu except the people out. So people out say it all the time, thinking the people in it will react to it, but they don't. They're like, oh, come on, you don't believe those people, do you? Oh no, not again. You have something fun coming tomorrow. You mean the light, right? Because look at the light. Doesn't it look better? I mean, am I crazy? Or I can see it. To me, it's like, wow, it's really cool. All right, now, okay, let's look at this. C. Tidman. They use the code of honor point about do not give or receive communication unless you yourself desire it as an excuse not to talk to people who don't agree. But what about man has the inalienable right to free speech and free thought? Where's that? That's in one of their codes. So that doesn't see. That's the thing with Hubbard. He always did that. He'd write on one thing, don't give or receive communication unless you yourself desire it. So okay, we can just disconnect from him. We don't have to worry about it. But on the other hand, man has the inalienable right to free speech and free thought. And he also writes a bunch about communication is the universal solvent. So how do you solve things? Communication. But not with that quote, not with this one about, don't give or receive communication unless you yourself desire it. Well, Sometimes you might not desire something, but you need to iron out something that is an issue. And I think it's very irresponsible to not communicate when you have a problem with someone. It's like sit down with them. Like my dad said, you can tell who's a bully and who isn't. The bullies will never sit down at the table with you. And that's what I realized about Scientology. They won't sit at the table with you. They won't. No, we don't. We have nothing to say to you. You do the path or you're out. That's it. Does Scientology make people help them credit cards and max them out? They were in that whole system for a while. It's a good question, Brian. They were doing that, and Graham Barry, thank God, he's an attorney, and he got on it, man, and he nailed them. And I remember the one I know personally, a guy called me and he said, I think they owed him $1,000. And they said, well, you have to fly here to LA and we'll give it back to you. So he flew here. They got him to open up a bunch of credit cards. Now he was $10,000 in debt. And he called me about it. He was going to do something. And I said, no, you're going to talk to Graham Barry. And I put him through to Graham, and Graham handled it. He got all his money back and got out of there. And Graham has helped a ton of people with that, to the point where I think Graham said the last time he saw Moxon, who's Scientology's attorney, one of them, Moxon just went, just send me the bill. I'll give you the check. It was just like they knew they were in deep shit, because that is, I don't know if it's a federal crime, but it's definitely a crime to be, tricking people into opening credit cards and maxing them out. Not okay, Scientology. David Miscavige, who keeps screwing up over and over and over. Hi, Renee. She said to say hello, Tori and chat. Hello. All right, now what is this one? I wrote that quote on all promo mail they sent me for years. I finally got off the mailing list. Good. Good. Okay, now hang on. I'm just checking. I hit that little arrow. Okay, here's a bunch of them. All right. Okay. All right. So I learned a lot later in life about the Masons, and it seems a lot like Scientology. Thank you, Tori. Yeah. Anything where they say it's secret, run for the hills. Just get away from it as fast as you can. That's my opinion. And that's my experience. It's like if it's secret, there's something wrong. They're hiding something. It wouldn't be secret if it wasn't. Lighting is fabulous and you look great, Tori. Love from New Zealand. Thank you, Cookie Mon. And thank you to Chewies for sending it to me. I love this light. I really do. It's my favorite. I've been wanting to get some kind of lighting, but I just didn't know, which way to go. So this is perfect. Nope, something else. You're going to love it. And Jay added stuff to your list last night, and we had fun buying things for you. Oh, you guys are too much. Thank you. I want to give everybody a giant hug. It's just it's very unusual for me. It really is. It's really sweet. And thank you about the lighting, Cookie Mon. All right. Okay, here's this. Thank you for the videos back in 2000. They really helped me when I almost got recruited by Scientology offshoot, the Landmark Forum. Oh, yeah, around that time. Your bravery really helped me. Thank you. I'm so happy about that because, yeah, they're tricky too. I had a friend, believe it or not, never said he was a spokesperson for Landmark for a long time. I knew this guy. And then he starts talking about when he was lecturing. And I said, what were you lecturing? And he goes, oh, for Landmark. And I'm like, you were part of Landmark? It was really freaky. It's really freaky to have someone that's been in a cult and doesn't say a word about it. I don't know. It just was very weird for me. All right, here's a question, but you're welcome. I'm glad they helped you. I really am. Question. Do you know what level of training Odo has had? Most Sea Org have had minuscule training or auditing. I used to try to audit the staff because I was on the training route, and I would do internships so to make sure I had it down. And so instead of auditing public, I would pick the staff and audit them because I knew they never got any auditing. And it was good. It was really good. I mean, I had some really fun times. One time I was at Flag and I was doing the senior security check course. And I was getting better and better at it. So I was auditing the Sea Org staff. And now they wanted me to audit some top executives. And I said, okay, I get it. But I'm in the middle of a program with a staff member, and I'm not just going to drop him. And so then they brought down these top dogs, and they said, you're ordered to get rid of this PC and take on this executive. And I said, no. And they came down, and the watchdog committee came up to me and they said, who trained you? And I said, James Fiducia. And his quote, he used to show it to us because we were at Celebrity Center at the time auditing. And they would come in and go, oh, you've got to audit so-and-so. He's a big celebrity. He's leaving tomorrow for New York. So we'd always get pressured into it. We'd take him on. Now we're in session and the guy starts going, well, when I leave for New York in about 3 months, and you're like, wait a minute, 3 months? That wasn't what you said. They said it was tomorrow. You can't say that in session, but later we would talk to them and say that. And James would bring out the auditor's code, and it was like, no one can make you audit or stop auditing anyone. No one in the Church of Scientology at all. That's a paraphrase, but he went over it and over it and over it with this. So it was in my head. And now when I'm at Flag and they're like, you got to drop these people, just sort of like they're down staffs, they're just staff. We don't need them. We want you to audit the executives. And I'm like, no, I'm going to finish what I started. And these people deserve it. So there you go. Take it or leave it. It's like, I'm not doing it. This is the policy. I'm reading it to you. You can't make me. No. And there you go. It was really great. I felt really, they were like stunned. Like she said, who trained you? And I said, James Fiducia. And I quoted the thing and she went, wow. I mean, they were like, they'd never had anybody, I don't think, go that high up going, no, I'm not dropping this staff person just because you are ordering it. That doesn't mean I have to drop it per this policy of L. Ron Hubbard's. Hello. I really tried to follow it for a long time. It's kind of amazing that they screwed up as bad as they did. Okay, so here's a question. Does Scientology still have and use a ship for training? Good question, and I have no idea. I've been out for 24 years, honey. I have no idea. I haven't heard of anybody being on a ship training for a long time, so I kind of don't think so, but I can't say it for sure. Robert James. Good night, Tori. It's almost 4 a.m. here. All right. Good night. With my new lighting. Have a good sleep and a wonderful day tomorrow. All right. All right. Here's from Sophie, the infamous. That's so awesome, Tori. Helped you avoid joining a cult. Oh, dynamics. That's so often. Tori helped you avoid joining the cult. I often wonder just how many people she's helped. I can say unquestionably tons. I mean, just because I spoke out when I did. And half of it was because I knew nothing about the internet. And so I thought there were only 50 people on the internet. So I put my name and my phone number up there, and people started calling me and calling me and calling me. And it was like, good Lord. I mean, by the time I went from LAX to Tampa, I realized there were more than 50 people on the internet. But anyway, I've been able to help a lot of people. It's very ironic, though, because I got into Scientology. I quit college, hitchhiked across the country from Chicago to LA to become an auditor so I could help people. And I really never helped anybody in Scientology, maybe a little bit, but not much. And now that I've been out, I help people every day. I mean, it's kind of it's outstanding. It really is. It's really neat. Okay, so All right. Oh, wait, I think they're talking to you, Sophie. At this point, it must be thousands. Always wondered if Tori knew about the LMF, and now I know. The LMF. What's the LMF? I don't know what the LMF is. I know the Lisa McPherson Trust, but that's not that. LMF. I wondered if Tori knew about the LMF, and now I know. Okay, well, what is the LMF? Just so I know. It would be nice. All right, here's a question, but please answer that. Not sure if you saw that there's a fake anonymous Twitter account that is attacking the protesters. Do you think the real anonymous will do anything about it? I have no idea. I have no idea. I kind of think they're busy. This is just my own instinct. I think they're busy doing other stuff, but I could be wrong. Maybe they'll swing back in again. They're definitely invited. You guys are invited. Okay, question. Did the staff in Scientology wear different colored outfits, and did they wear one color? Or did they wear one color? I mean, staff meaning Sea Org, or staff meaning the 2.5 or 5 year contract? The Sea Org definitely had two different colors. One was winter, one was summer. The summer was white, the winter was blue or black. Staff, I don't think in the old days, it sounds so old, but I don't remember them wearing a uniform. I don't think the staff had a uniform. They mainly just wore kind of regular clothes. So that's that. Landmark Forum. Thank you for clearing that up. Landmark Forum. Okay. Wow, that would be a tricky one for me to remember because it doesn't quite fit. I mean, LF would be Landmark Forum, but LMF, I see. Yeah, good. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Sophie also. Okay, now this is somebody talking. Love it. That's fantastic. Wish I was at Pismo Beach relaxing. Are you in Pismo Beach instead of Oklahoma? Hope you did something you enjoyed today. I didn't know you were in Pismo Beach. Wow. Cool. That's cool. That is fantastic. I'm always happy when people are traveling. Can you tell us how you met Odo? Is he part of OSA? Odo is a security guard, so he's part of the Church of Scientology. I don't really, that's a good question. Is he part of OSA? Maybe. He's a security guard. That's what he is. So he's not really part of any of their deep cover, anything. No, he's not. He's just a security guard. And how I met him was we just went over there and started talking to him. We used to picket, and they'd come around. And back in the old days, it was much more fun because they would send out people to handle us, just like I was a person that went out to handle critics. And it was fun, because not all the time, because for me, a lot of them would yell at me and stuff like that. But I met some people I liked, not many, but some of them that I liked. But Odo, I always liked. And so did my friends, who we were picketing. And we started that. How it really started was in 2008. Anonymous came and started the big pickets where there were 500 people here in LA and 9,000 around the world in one day, where that we did a huge picket. And then they continued. We said, Bunker and I said, look, if they just leave them alone, they'll be gone in a week because they're kids, but typical Scientology, they can't let them alone. Oh no, they had to get in there, find their addresses, put it up on big lights and big boards and walk around. This is so-and-so and this is his name. And I said, that's fair game. That is fair game. And so then they all went running after, fair game, fair game, fair game. It was really funny. But anyway, we started these flash pickets. That's what I called them, where I said, let's just go somewhere else, because they know Anonymous would always announce ahead of time, which was very smart because they always had big pickets, because they would say when it was, what time it was, where it was, how long it was going to last. So a lot of people would come. But I said, let's just do a smaller one with 5, 10 people, and we'll just pick our own area to go pick it, but it'll totally throw them off. And it was really fun. We'd just be like, whatever, you want to do a flash picket? Let's go. All right. We'd get a few people and we'd get our picket signs and we'd go somewhere, and they'd always have a heart attack because they were not ready for us. They weren't prepared for us. So we started meeting Odo that way because he'd come out and try to, back then they would talk to us. So, he would do just what he did tonight with Laura, which was listen. We would talk and he would listen. And we would think maybe he's going to wake up and leave. Never happened. But we got to like him because of that, because we knew him and he listened. And that seemed of and beyond the average Sea Org member back then, just that he'd listen to us. And so that's how I met him. And then I hadn't seen him in about 5 years until Easter. And so that's why when I didn't even recognize him. I said to that guy with the cowboy hat and the big black beard, which was Odo, but I didn't know it. And I said, you didn't get into Scientology to stop free speech, because he was doing the you're trespassing and all this shit. And so then I went and sat down, and then somebody said Odo, and I said, is Odo here? Because we thought maybe he died with COVID because we hadn't seen him in 5 years. We'd looked for him. We'd gone around the complex, different places, trying to see if he was okay. We couldn't find him. And we really thought maybe he died. So I was so happy when someone said, no, he's here. And I said, where is he? And they said, that's who you were talking to. And it was like, wow, that was amazing. So it was kind of fun. That's when I went up. I said, oh, no, it's Tori. He said, I know. And he had a little smile, and a few people noticed that. They said, wow, we've never seen him smile before. And I said, yeah, we go way back. We do. And he knows I like him. And he knows my intention is to help him if I can. And that would be to get him out, because he's not doing anything being a security guard. Oh, I feel bad for him. Anyway, I have to head out now, Tori. Okay. Thank you for the stream, and I love your lighting. Thank you. I know. I love it too. I really do. Have a good night. I know. I really love this lighting. It's wonderful. People have been saying you should get better lighting, but I just didn't know. I really didn't. It's like until you know, you don't know. That's just the way it is. All right. Here's a question. I think, could you talk about your recovery from Scientology and how you went about unraveling all the lies? Okay, good question. First of all, for me, I had massive migraine headaches while I was on OT7. So for 10 years, I was reading. I realized Scientology wasn't going to help me. They didn't care about my headaches. OT7 wasn't going to do it with these BTs and clusters. It just wasn't going to do it. So I started going to bookstores, and I started just going through like philosophy and religion and self-improvement and just anything that might help me. I started going and looking for it and started reading those books. And those books, I think, stripped off a lot of the mind control. So I was able to unravel a lot of lies from that. And then once I got out, Jesse Prince and Spanky and a bunch of my friends started educating me on things that actually happened that I didn't know about. So that helped too. So it's a matter of reading and getting educated and, continuing to learn. It's not like I'm never going to be like, oh, I know everything. Okay, now this isn't Odo getting older and almost off of security? I have no idea. He does look older, but knowing the way Scientology is, he's not old enough. No, I don't think so. Could you talk about your recovery and how you went about it? Okay, so I did that. I mean, that I could spend a long time with, but we've got to get some of these other ones. So, thank you very much, Eric. The lighting suits you better and more beautiful. Wow. Thank you. That's nice. Boy, it really is true, what they said. Okay. All right. Kiko. Tori, Jay put a neck fan on your wish list. Looks like someone bought it for you. If you end up not liking it, let me know. I have a great purple clip fan that you could use at home or protest. A purple clip fan. Oh, that you could use at home. Okay. All right. Great. Thank you. Let me just write that down so I remember that. Uh-huh. All right. Kiko. So it's a purple clip fan. Okay. All right. Good. All right. Now, I could send you one of those same fans. I love it so much. I have 4 speeds and shows the battery life on a little display, so you always know when to charge it before it dies. That's good. Well, let's see what comes, because it sounds like something's already coming. So let's see where we're at on that. Now wait. Um. Uh-huh. I gotta say, Odo seemed like the stuff Lara and DOA were telling him got him got him he started moving his head up and down, agreeing to what they were saying. Yeah. He always does. I mean, I don't mean to be like, oh, yeah, it's no big deal, but I spent years talking to Odo, and he does do that. And you think, hey, this is happening. And he's still there. So I don't know what to say as far as keep trying. You never know. Like Spanky said to me, I thought you'd be the last person to turn off the lights in the Church of Scientology. She was shocked that I was out. And here I am. So, you never know. She certainly would have never thought I was going to be out. And neither would I. I would have never put the money on, oh, I'm going to wake up in 2000 and escape out. No way. I didn't even believe people had to do that. All right. I got to say, Odo seemed like the stuff Laura and DOA were telling him got to him, and he started moving his head up and down. Okay. I think we already went over that. Okay. So let me just see if there's anything else. All right. Yeah. Well, good. Well, isn't it amazing though? I mean, here's a guy that probably has no idea how much he's talked about. It's true for many of them. It's like he's a nice guy. He deserves a life before he gets too old and it's too late. So come on out. Was Spanky out before you? Absolutely. Yes, she was. She was out years before me. And she left with a whole bunch of friends. So that was kind of good for her in a way, because she had her own friends. But in another way, it's good for me because I got to meet all of you around the internet. And I love that. And she never had that and doesn't quite get it. It's like, why are you talking to these people you don't even know? And it's like, I do know them. I feel like I know you guys. I love you. And I'm really, really thankful that you care about me and I care about you and you care about each other. I think it's an amazing thing to be a part of. And like I was a part of Haight Ashbury, and it was amazing to be there at that time. It was truly like you were at the right place at the right time. And that's how I feel about this. We're at the right place at the right time. And it's really, really cool. It's history making. It just is. And every single person I say, subscribe to every one of all the live, people. If you like them, subscribe to them, because, the more subscriptions that they have, the more it'll bring up the awareness of what's going on with Scientology. So, and I like all of them. So there you go. All right. Yeah. Laura FM got in Odo's head tonight. Good for her. All right. Well, here's Oh Hail No. To love it. I have a great evening. I just wanted to stop in and say hello to you. All right. Well, thank you for saying hello to Love it. And we say hello to you. Oh, hell no. Uh, okay, this is a good one. As we wait the solution with monetization, here's Tori's links. They're also in her profile. Thank you for those who've asked. Okay, and here's the links below. Yeah, I think it's easier to go to, like now we have them as links. If you go to Tori Magoo 44 and right under it for more information, I think it has the list. And then we created a whole list and they each have links and stuff. It's easier to do now because they're all linked. All right, let's see if there's any other questions. Questions going once, going twice. You guys are great. We're a community of love, compassion, and empathy. Absolutely. That is very true. Wait, let me get rid of this. Sorry. I left that up there. Ooh. Okay, there. That is a very true fact. And because of that, it's wonderful to be together. And that's the other thing that I realized is that, a lot of people after COVID were sort of lonely, bummed out. People weren't really willing to get together as a group because of COVID. So they're not really having parties or anything like that. But this has worked out great. I mean, the internet is great. And DOA doing the barbecues has been really fun. And all of us together has been a wonderful community. It really is. So I hope you all hit the like button before you leave. We're a community of love and compassion and empathy. I like that. Very, very well said. This is Red Sphere. All right, cool. 111 likes. All right, wow, we're really close. Good job, everybody. What does this say? Alex gonna have to go watch the Laura with Arno. Is it live on her channel? It probably is. She probably videotaped it so you can see it. All right. Okay, here's one. Born Ancient. That's a great nick. I watched you speaking freely video that Mark Bunker uploaded in 4K yesterday. It's incredible. Question. Did you suffer more fair game after it was first uploaded? How did you cope if you did? The most fair game started, it started right away. As soon as they thought I was going to come back. And as soon as I wasn't going to come back, the fair game started. So, it was just one of those things where, they declared me right after Magoo Dancing in Boston. That was really where they declared me a suppressive. And then I lost every friend that I had and my husband of 27 years. But I gained friends all around the world. Look at all you guys. So I'm very blessed. And I never felt like I suffered from fair game. It's just a pain in the ass. It's sort of like, but it does prove why I say what I say. It proves why I speak out. If they stopped doing it, I think a lot of people would stop doing what they do. So there you go, Davey, baby. I told you, I've warned you for years. Sorry, I liked you and mucked up the number. What are you talking about? Sorry, I liked you and mucked up the number. All right. Luckily, we have good people with humor. Okay. Okay. Karma, yeah, it is. Oh. Now, what is this? YRB, wouldn't you have been disturbed by smelling something they never have eaten? I don't know what you guys are talking about, but that wasn't it. We're all winners having you in our lives. Thank you. Thank you very much, Angie. And this was the one I was thinking of. Do you think the camera can be lowered so we can see Tori's face when she pops messages on the screen? If I sit up, is that better? Can you see it there? Because see, there's a message on the screen, but you can still see me, right? So maybe I just need to sit up. Let me know if that works. Okay. Okay, so bottoms up, you let me know that. I'm going to look for these starred ones. Okay, so here's one. Tori, is your camera attached to your computer? It would be great if it were placed a bit lower. We sometimes can only see the top of your head. Okay, so I think if I sit up straight like this, then you can see all of my head, right? So I need you to answer me bottoms up. I'm going to answer these other questions, but in the meantime, you answer that. YRB, I think tonight's service disruption at Scientology was the aroma of hamburgers. Probably. Good point. Born Ancient, I watched you speaking. Okay, that one. How did you cope with it if you did? Okay, we went over there. There's some star that you missed. We got that. Tori, is your husband at the blue building? No, he's OT8. So OT8s are on the free wins. That's the only thing they do. If he is, would they move him somewhere else? Because you come around there. I have no idea. But I don't think he's anywhere near Scientology. I really don't. I don't think that's just my guess, but I just don't think so. Because he's OT8, and OT8 didn't really work for most OT8s, including him. So I don't know. I doubt if he'd be at the complex. I just doubt it. Okay, good. So yes, if you're sitting up straight, it's fine. Okay, good. All right. Well, that handled that. So now I know. All right. We see your beautiful face, Tori. Thank you, Sophie. All right, good. So I have to sit up straight, which is never a good thing for me. No, I'm just kidding. All right. That's good. Now let me just make sure if there's anything. Thank you, Lena. I feel the same about you guys. We just enjoy spending time with you. I feel the same. I really do. All right. Okay, I think we got it, right? Is there anything else that I'm missing? Do the old phone book trick for us elders. What is the phone book trick? Do the old phone book trick for us elders? I don't know what that is. You have to let me know. Okay, and YRB said yes if I'm sitting up straight. That's fine. Okay, good. Do the old phone book trick. Anyway, you'll have to tell me another time what the phone book trick is, but think of it ahead of time, write it out, and then hit send. Say a comment and just put, this is the phone book trick, because I don't know what it is. Sit on a phone book to raise yourself up. Okay, I gotcha. Well, that's one way. Thank you, Tori, and the mods. You are very welcome. Thank you, Love It, for helping us. I got you as a high chair. Okay, I got you. I thought it was some kind of a real trick that you guys were talking about. Good night, and hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, all right. Hopefully so. I'll either be here or there. But I'll try. It helps if you guys let me know what you'd like me to talk about, because then I can plan it out. So let me know if you think of that. And in the meantime, where are the robots? Good night. Yes, good night, and have a wonderful day tomorrow. All right. That's what my parents did. Have a great night. All right. Okay, good night to you all. Bye. With my new lights. I'm really happy they worked the way they did. Thank you so much. Julie's. Good gift. Really good gift. All right, you guys. Bye. I'm going to click end stream. Have an amazing night. Thank you. You too, Eric, and everybody else. All right. Bye-bye.